Special guests Adrienne Simmons, Anthony Wilson, staff and students. Welcome to Reconciliation Assembly 2018. The theme this year is Do Not Keep History a Mystery. This theme explores history hidden just beneath the surface, ready and waiting to be uncovered.
We will now have Nadia to do an acknowledgement to country in Punjab and Ronald in English.
Ngana na ko acknowledgement mandai na nganya penyakana jodao mora erengo monula koleni kana joda koare nyina jabenja namba chokor ba ko koare ngani.
We would like to acknowledge that the land we meet upon today is the traditional lands of the Kaurna people, and that we respect their spiritual relationship with their country. We also acknowledge the Kaurna people as the traditional custodians of the Adelaide regions, and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to the living Kaurna people today.
An acknowledgement to the country is an opportunity for everyone to show respect for traditional owners and the continuing connection of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples to country. It can be given by both non-Indigenous people and Aboriginal Torres Strait Islanders people. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Kaurna people. I'd also like to pay my respects to the elders both past and present. Please enjoy the first dance for this assembly, Clearing, choreographed by Adrienne Simmons. Adrienne is a proud Aboriginal woman, a descendant of Buckinji people of New South Wales, a passionate dance educator. Adrienne enjoys every opportunity to show her knowledge and experiences in Indigenous contemporary dance and utilise dance as a means to share Aboriginal culture within schools. The group of dancers worked with Adrienne over the last few weeks, sharing their ideas to create this dance, which is inspired by connections to country and cultural practices of welcoming people to the country. Please welcome them to the stage.
reconciliation. And this prayer was written by one of the Mabo family from the Murray Islands in the Torres Strait. It was written for a national Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander education conference in Melbourne in 2012. So as I pray, please make these words your own. Creator God, we pray for this land, our cultures, our customs, our languages, our peoples and our nation. Gather us together to look after this land so that the beauty of our Mother Earth may be preserved for all future generations. Jesus, our friend, give us your grace to be united in one mind, in one heart and in one action, so that we can continue the journey of reconciliation and enable all Australians to work together in love, peace and joy. We ask you, God the Holy Spirit, overshadow us with your presence. Guide all people, whether white, black or yellow, so that we can truly learn and have a better understanding in the knowledge of language and culture in this our land, Australia. Amen.
Shelley Hazeltine and Ronald William Keeler will be sharing their story with us and telling us about their own experiences from being away from home and their culture.
Shelley and Ronald belong to the Cookatha tribe, and they are the traditional owners of a large section of land in the north of South Australia. Please welcome them both to the stage.
Special guests Anthony Wilson, Andrea Simmons, Mr. Wallach, staff and fellow students. Welcome to 2018 Reconciliation Week Assembly. My name is Ronald William Keeler and I'm a Cookatha and Pinjarra man.
My name is Shelley Hazeltine and I am from the Cookatha, Murni and Walkanguru tribe. We are both border students here at Westminster School and are both from Sejuna.
Growing up in Sejuna was a different experience and a lifestyle than boarding and attending Westminster School. As Sejuna is a small town, it did not offer as many opportunities as we get here at Westminster. Fortunately for Shelley, other Indigenous students and I, we are able to apply and receive scholarships through the Smith family.
Sejuna is a small country town on the far west coast of South Australia and roughly a 9-hour drive west of Adelaide. Growing up there as a child was great. We were surrounded by family, grew up in our country and spent many days and nights out camping and on the beach. However, opportunities in terms of education and work were very limited. And to further develop our learning and experiences, many often leave for the city. Ronald and I were extremely fortunate enough to gain a place as boarders here at Westminster and begin a new journey as city sleepers.
As a student here at Westminster, we've been given opportunities to participate in Cert 2 and 3 qualifications, meet and make new friends from all over the state, country and world, attending significant events in the city and given opportunities to be role models and trailblazers for our communities. I would like to inspire the next generation of kids back home in my community to have the confidence and to pursue and achieve their dreams.
When both Ronald and I graduate from Year 12, we want to attend university and enroll in nursing. Many Indigenous people experience poorer health in comparison to non-Indigenous people, and by having more Aboriginal people in the health sector, can we start closing that gap?
On behalf of the Indigenous cohort and that are currently on the IYLP scholarship, we would like to thank Leanne Smith, the Smith Family Foundation, for all the opportunities that they have been offered. We also would want to take this opportunity to acknowledge all the teachers at this school for their assistance and patience. We have had to make major adjustments to be successful at Westminster School, and we are aware at times it has not been easy for you to manage. Thank you for listening.
Taking clock to cure away. Every second means a mile. Every minute means a day. always dreamed that one day I would find you on my way. Maybe one day, maybe today.
Anthony Wilson is a proud Indigenous man from different language groups within South Australia and also the NT. He was born and raised in the northern suburbs of Adelaide, South Australia, and has a sporting background which saw him drafted at the end of 2014 to the Adelaide Football Club. He is now currently playing for the Norwood Football Club in the South Australian National Football League.
Anthony has always been passionate about giving back to his community and closing the gap in education between Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander youth and the rest of Australia. He is currently working for AIM to assist our mentees and ensure that they transition through their schooling years onto university and or successful employment and further training. Please welcome Anthony to the stage.
Sorry guys and girls. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me at the back? Perfect. Sweet. I don't like microphones and I can't stand still for too long. I'm too energetic and I like to use my hands and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to talk just from here if that's fine with you guys. That all good? Cool. Perfect. So my name's Anthony Wilson. Like these guys that introduced me, I grew up in Adelaide. I grew up with a big family. I've got 7 siblings, and that's not even including my brothers and sisters that are in the extended family as well. So my older sister is about 30, and my youngest sibling is 2. So shows you I'm somewhere in between that, but I'm also considered the oldest in my family because I'm the oldest male child. I grew up in the northern suburbs. Love football, love anything active, and that's why I can't stand still, because I was always an outside player. Had a PlayStation, but that probably lasted about 10 minutes. Then I'm outside kicking footy and shooting a ball in. So, a little bit about my family. So both my grandmothers were very inspirational women for me. My grandmother on my mum's side was born and raised by her parents, but she was born on the banks of a river, in the riverland, because she was not allowed, her parents weren't allowed into the hospital to give birth to her. So she grew up to become a pretty successful woman. She was one of the first ladies, one of the first Aboriginal ladies in education to open up an all-Aboriginal school out in the northern suburbs of Adelaide, in Carna Plains. So if you're a teacher, you're well aware of that school out there. My grandmother was one of the founders of that school. My grandmother on my dad's side was part of the stolen generation. She was stolen from her family and taken up to a place called Home, which is just in Adelaide, up in the hills. And she was forced to live there for a period of time. And now there is a statue of my grandmother up in where they used to have the Home, just outside of Blackwood. And a lot of this stuff that I've learned as I've gotten older, and that's just because it's just the way we learn. We learn by storytelling and asking questions and all those sort of things. And it sort of fits into the reconciliation title this year and what reconciliation is about. It's don't keep history. I feel that it's time for us as a nation to come together and actually learn the true history of what has happened in Australia, so that in order for us to be able to move forward together as one country. So for us to be able have some really harsh and truthful conversations in a classroom is where I feel it should begin. Students, kids in school are here more often than they are at home. And definitely I'm at schools a lot more than I'm at home, that's for sure. I spend a lot of time out in schools and football at night, and I'm home to sleep. That's it. And I'm up again in the morning and I'm back into another school for the whole day and then back home late that night. So my days are very long, very, very, very hard. The reason I want to give back to community is, like I said, I had two very strong role models, both my grandmothers. So the women in my life are very special. My mum is also a very special lady to me. She taught me the meaning of hard work. My mum worked every day. She'd wake me up to school, drop me off, taught me the importance of education and a Western education at that. So I grew up trying to balance two worlds. Living in this Western world of understanding what Westernized culture is about, what their education is trying to teach me, and also balancing my Aboriginal livelihood and also that education as well. Whether that be language, culture, dance, and all those things, which are very, very special to me. That was the hardest thing growing up. Growing up, being, I like to say it as, I grew up with my mum being very supportive of making me go to school, that I felt too black for the white kids, but too white for the black kids. Some of my closest siblings and family members didn't like me because I went to school and I wanted to better myself. And sometimes I didn't want to do it because I felt pressures from my own family that I was too much of a coconut. Anyone know what a coconut is? Anyone want to describe it for me? What's on the outside of a coconut? What colour is it? Brown? What colour is on the inside? Did you get that? Coconut? Bit offensive. I find that really, really offensive. And it probably got to a point where I realised I was probably not balancing my world correctly. I was too much Western culture. I was too much schooling, too much football, and I didn't go back the other way. Find out a bit more about my family, understand where I come from, understand my dances, my language, and all those things. My older brother is the first fluent Kaurna language speaker in, how long, man? It's a long time, isn't it? About 80 years. Yeah. So my older brother probably was the person who made me realise that there was a lot I'm missing out on. So the reason I want to give back to communities and be here to teach you guys a little bit about us, about our culture, is that we in this room are all the same, but yet we are all very, very different. And that's the same with Aboriginal people. No matter how much milk you put in coffee, guess what it still is? Coffee. Good man. So, Aboriginal people come in all shapes, sizes, colour shades, but they are still Aboriginal people. Very interesting. When I see my grandma, when I see my mum's sisters and my mum's first cousins, it's crazy to think. My mum is dark as anything. My mum is darker than me. Very, very dark features. And we got my mum's first cousin, who has blonde hair, blue eyes, and we don't even think that they're related. And her father is darker than me as well. So, obviously, it's very hard to break down Aboriginal culture in such a short session, or a short talk. But what I know about my language and culture is completely different to most of the other students in this school. within the Western education to actually understand those things, and vice versa. It's like the guys up here before talking from they're from Sejuna, small community. A lot high population of Aboriginal people. It's a very, very big step to come from communities like that to a school like this. Like, I grew up in the northern suburbs of Adelaide, and that's still a big jump for me to come and speak at a school like this. So, very important that we do recognise Aboriginal people as first custodians of Australia, but also go to a deeper understanding that Aboriginal people are also very different. That we aren't just from one language group. Who thought Aboriginal people all spoke the same language? Anybody? Hey, right up. Let me show. So everyone here knew that Aboriginal people spoke different languages? Yeah? Oh. Very knowledgeable class. Good. So, to end my session is, growing up, like I said, I had my parents push me through school. And what I seen growing up is people I grew up with didn't have the same support that I had growing up. And I watched some of the people I grew up with from 2 years old, even younger, fall out of the system really quickly and get into trouble, get into addiction, you know, do all those things that you shouldn't be doing to pretty much some of them not being here anymore. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to be a person who is able to give back and be a support and be a mentor for those people that didn't have the same support that I did growing up. And that's why I joined AIM. So at AIM, we're a mentoring program. What we do is we work with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students right across Australia, and we help them, we build a bridge between schooling and university pathways, positive pathways, whether it be TAFE, employment, apprenticeships, whatever it is that they want to do. And we come out here once a week to run a homework club with these guys, and they also come into the sessions in the city at the university campus where we run this whole different range of days and activities based around culture and identity. So getting these guys to understand that the power of that Aboriginal culture is not about being ashamed, being shy, it's about being proud, it's about being powerful, it's about being knowledgeable, and also sharing and learning. So don't be ashamed of these guys down the front. To see these guys up here standing up on stage and talking in front of all of you guys makes me very proud. It makes me feel like I'm doing my job very well. And that should also go to you teachers as well. You know, seeing these guys up here is a big step to be up here and talking in front of everyone. Because I know if I was in high school, I would be sitting at the back somewhere and saying what I'm doing. And that's just how I was. I was too ashamed to do it. Now, I don't even use a mic to talk in front of people because I don't like it. I like to just yell at people. No, yeah. So, I want to thank you for having me here today and obviously Rianne down the front as well. It's been awesome to be a part of this school and see the stuff that you guys have been doing for, you know, not only all students but especially the Aboriginal students, keeping them engaged in culture and them understanding everything they need to know as well. And thank you very much, and I'll hopefully chat to you all soon. Thanks.
Performing for you now are members of the Dance Collective and Indigenous Dancers for a dance piece titled We. The Dance Collective worked with Adrian through Term 1, working together to create this piece. The dancers explored their Indigenous contemporary dance technique and used Aboriginal culture practices of weaving as a starting point for creating movement.
The collective were joined by a group of Indigenous dancers to complete the dance, celebrating shared experiences and acknowledging reconciliation as weaving together of many threads.
Oh, g'day. I'm your average Australian. I'm just doing average Australian things like watching Australian football with my Australian shepherd. You know, As an average Australian, I know a fair bit about this country. We invented this stylish mode of transport. We have the tastiest coat of arms in the world, and...
There's also a bit that you don't know. We've got the longest surviving culture on Earth.
Even older than the Greeks. 60,000 years on average.
Well, yeah, but...
Just your average artist.
Warriors. Inventors.
Try-scoring machines.
Wrong game, mate.
The first ever bakers.
And the first ever Aussie footballers.
It's a culture that's survived centuries of pretty average treatment.
Something that 1 in 3 average Australians don't accept.
The average Australian doesn't talk about that.
10 years ago on this day, the nation stopped to watch Kevin Rudd, Australia's Prime Minister at the time, apologise to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people for the stolen generation.
As Prime Minister of Australia, I am sorry. On behalf of the Government of Australia, I am sorry.
10 years on, the impacts of the stolen generation are still being felt. Indigenous kids still face a lot of problems and inequality. There are families still grieving for their losses. And there are people who still haven't been able to reconnect with their parents. But despite that, most still look back on the apology as the first step in a very long journey of forgiveness.
What do you think reconciliation means?
Like acknowledging the diversity in our school.
Yeah. Reconciliation means that we will remember those that were here before the first settlers, and that the land is traditionally owned by the Kaurna people and all the Indigenous people.
It's a process whereby we try and understand the culture of the Indigenous people and understand the significance of the land to them.
Recognising the culture and tradition of Aboriginal people, I guess.
So girls, what do you think reconciliation means?
How we're connected to the land. The different cultures and languages.
The spirituality and connection to the land is.
Being Aboriginal is important to me because I can tell my story to different people.
Long it was a fear.
keep history a mystery. This theme's purpose is to explore Australia's past, learning the history and cultures of the first people, and ultimately helping in developing a deeper understanding of our Indigenous story. Knowing your heritage is a basic human right, and the ability to pass this knowledge on to future generations ensures that culture is kept alive. Cultural heritage is fundamental to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, as it shapes them as a person and provides a sense of belonging.
National Reconciliation Week is an opportunity for all the people in Australia to learn more about our shared histories, culture and achievements, and to explore how each of us can contribute to achieving reconciliation in Australia. With the Indigenous cohort only consisting of 23 students, it is a very little proportion to the school as a whole. As you look at each of the students on stage today, the amount of knowledge and culturally rich experiences and riveting histories that are present is astonishing, and should not be kept a mystery, rather applauded and central to discussion. Thank you.
In the 25 years since the Council for Aboriginal Reconciliation was established, the idea of reconciliation has taken a holistic approach that incorporates rights as well as so-called symbolic and practical action. Over time, reconciliation has introduced a greater focus on the relationship between Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and non-Indigenous Australians, opening up a national debate on prejudice, discrimination and racism. Let's not forget this year's theme, Don't Keep History a Mystery.
Thank you to our special guest and to you all for attending the Reconciliation Assembly for 2018. A special thank you to Adrian Simmons for choreographing the dance and Anthony Wilson for being our guest speaker for today, and to Rianne Miller for attending. Also a big thanks to Miss Wilson and Miss Obbs for organising the dance performances, and also a big thank you to James McLaughlin for putting the video together. And of course, a massive thank you to Miss Brody for organising today. It wouldn't be possible without you. We have students cooking a barbecue under the boom smart, including a range of different sausages, such as emu and crocodile for you to taste.
Tomorrow night, Thursday 7th of June at 7:30 p.m, the dance students of Westminster School will present Dance All Sorts. This concert is to be held here in the Michael Murray Centre, and entry is by vocal donation. This annual event has been devised to celebrate and showcase the 90 students from years 8 to 12 who have undertaken dance as a curriculum subject this semester. The program will feature performances from each class group, with some dance pieces being teacher devised, while other dance works developed and created by the students themselves. The evening will highlight the dance students in a variety of contemporary dance styles and provide an insight into the broad learning that occurs within this unique performing arts subject. Dance is a fantastic subject to study at Westminster School. It is a vehicle for self-expression, physicality and creativity. We hope to see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
That's the end of the 2018 Reconciliation Assembly. So sorry that we went a bit over time. Mr. Wallace, sorry. You may all leave. Thank you.